In this video, I'm going to talk about a basic list. The advanced list will be continued in the next video. So in this video, we'll understand what is a list and some simple list statements will be able to understand in this video. List. So let's understand list is kind of a container, right? So when I say container, like until now what we have seen, we try to create some variable and assign some data, right? One data at a time, right? If I want to store multiple data in a single variable, suppose say 10, 20, 30. So if I don't have a list, what used to happen? Like B equal to 20, C equal to 30, or A equal to 10, A equal to 20. So it's going to be messed up data, right? I cannot interpret anything. What if I have an option to store 10, 20, 30 in a single variable so that I can maintain this data, right? Suppose say this is basically A, let me call it as a roll number, right? Roll number can have multiple data for different students, right? Say that this is a 11, 12, 13, no, 14, 15, so and so forth, right? If I want to store roll number in only one variable, so that is easy to interpret, right? So I cannot store 11 in one variable, 12 in another variable. It is a difficult, right? So if I store all the data in only one variable, I can immediately call this guy and say that these are the roll numbers. To store all this data in one variable, so there is something called a list concepts. I have some other concepts which I will talk about that in the future videos. So if I store all this data in only one variable and those datas are in the square brackets, then I will call that as a roll number is basically a list, right? So list, the properties of list, all the data will be in the square bracket. And second property is it can take any type of data, be it integer, be it is float, be it a string, right? It can take any type of a data. And third property is it is a editable. I can update, I can insert any data inside this list. And in technical term, we call it as a mutable. So list can be mutable. That is simply nothing but editable, right? So these are the three properties of a list. Let's say that, let's see how we can create a list, how we can store the data, and how we can manipulate the data, right? So I can simply call it as some kind of a container, right? So this looks like a container where I can store multiple data and any type of a data, right? Let's see how we can create a list and store the data. All right. Say, as I said, it's a square bracket. So as of now, L is a variable. As soon as I execute this, and if I see what is inside the list, it will give me empty list. Right now, I do not have any data here. All right. So later I can append some data. I can add some data because it is editable. All right. And if I have a parenthesis, and parenthesis, I will not be able to do anything inside the parenthesis. It is not editable. And there is a different concept altogether. I will talk about that. So if I have a parenthesis and if I want to convert that into a list, yes, I can convert that one. So I will just say list, list list and this parenthesis. And if I print that again, it looks like a list only. All right. So that is basically what we have discussed. It is basically square bracket. Now I can add some data here. A is one, data B and C. I will store all these three data inside only one variable. And if I print that, it is basically a list now. And here you can see that A is a string, 6 is an integer, 3.6 is basically a float. And I'm assigning all this data to a variable called L, and which will be converted into a list of data, right? So this is basically a list. And right now I have L, and I'm keeping that L inside the parenthesis, and I'm converting that into list, right? And same type of a data, I will be able to assign it to one more list, right? If I execute, it is going to take same. If I want to assign L, right? Say that if I do something like this, L, right? So you see this double square brackets I will get, because this L itself is a list. L itself is a list, right? And on top of that, I'm giving a one more square bracket. But if I give just L, yeah, I will be able to do that. All right. So there are many ways. So what I did here, I just took this data and assigned to one more list. This can also be done. All right. There are many ways. Now, this is basically data A, B, C, D, E, F, but it is inside the parenthesis. I can convert that into a list. If I execute, you see this A, B, C, D. So it is converted to list, and this is how the data looks like. All right. So very simple operations. Now let's see that how I can add a data. Right now it is an empty list. L equal to square bracket, it is an empty list, right? So what I will do, I will take this and I will print simply, and I will see, yes, it is an empty list. L is an empty list. So now what I will do, I will take a data here. So B is the data that I want to store inside this list. So what I will do, I will call this L guy here, and there is a method called append. So whenever I say append, this B will be stored here, right? And once again, I want to add some more data. I will say again L dot append. This time I want to store C. So then C will be stored. And yeah, if there are no data, yes, it will close. And now I want to print here, right? So I'm expecting this should print me like a B and C, right? Let's see. Yes, I'm able to add the data, right? So as we understood, it is a mutable, it is editable. So I'm able to add the data. And here I have a insert, right? When I say insert, now the question is where to insert, right? So we already have B and C here. Where to insert this 56, right? Should I insert here 56? Should I insert here, or should I insert here? There is a question. That is where the index concept will come into picture. So this one is basically indicates index. And how Python understand this? Let's understand. Suppose say this is a data, right? A, B, C, D, right? So if I want to add a data, so we need to, if I want to insert, I have to give some location, right? So if I just say append, what happens? It will directly add here 56. Append 56 means it will add at the last, not in between. So, but I want to insert in between, right? So in between, right now I have a and a B, sorry, B and A, B and sorry, C, B and C. And if I want to add a data here in between, right? So that it should look like B, 56 and C. So what I should make sure here. So the Python allocates this data index wise. So this is the index 0, this is index 1, index 2, and index 3, so and so forth. It starts from 0, not from 1. Similarly, this is a 0 index and this is the 1 index, right? If I want my data at the first index, so here 0, and at the first index, if I want my data to be inserted, I have to specify this particular index. So that is what I'm trying to do here. Insert is one more method where within the L, at the first position, first index location, you insert this data. This is index and this is the data. And I will print here. So I'm expecting this to be printed, right? Let's see. As you can see that D, 56 and C, right? So this is how the Python understands. All right, let's move on to the some more concepts within the list. Okay, so let me close this and here. So here I have a list 1, 2, and 3. So this is my list. I can give any name. Let me print. So now what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to override, right? So this is basically integer. So I can override some more data here. I can change the data and assign to the same variable, but this original data will go. Right here I'm saying a string, a integer, a float, and again a string. Yes, I will be able to store that, right? So now there is a function called a length, right? Length, L-E-N-G-T-H. So in short, I can call it as a L-E-N. Length is a function, L-E-N is a function. So whenever I want to understand how many data I have in the list, suppose say roll number, right? Roll number, so will be for each student, we assign a roll number in a college or a school, and there will be multiple, or I would say so many roll numbers. It depends upon the number of students, right? All the roll numbers are unique. So now if I want to understand how many data inside this particular list, right? I have so many data and I don't know how many data inside, how many roll numbers inside, right? So I don't need to open this and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what I can do, I will use a function inside the Python, which is called length, and I will give the list name. So here I have a data here, right? So I can just give this list and say length. So here my underscore list. So that is what I'm trying to do here, my list, and I'm using a length function. This will count how many data inside. So this is the first data, second, and third, and 4 data points we have, right? I'm not talking about the index here. I'm counting the number of elements, number of data. So it will see wherever there is a comma, it will start counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however it is, depending upon the number of data, and it will count and give me the count. Length will give a count of your data, be it a duplicate or anything, it doesn't matter. So if I execute this, it will give me a 4 because it has 4 data, 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, that is the function of this len. Let's move on. So again, here I have some data. One is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it can take, as we discussed, it can take any type of data. I'm assigning this all the data to this list, and I want to grab a element here. This is interesting. Suppose say I want to fetch this data. So I cannot say my list 1 or something like that. So what I should do, I should give the index name, index numbers. So what is the index for 0? Index for 0 is 1. Sorry, 0 and 1, a 2 and a 3, and this is for a 4, right? I have to give the index number. So then only Python will understand whatever the data available at this index, that data will be fetched. How I can write my list, and in the square bracket, I should give the index number. So what is the index for 1? It's 0, right? So it will go and find this location and get this data, right? Let's execute. Yes, I will be able to import this. So now if I want to fetch a data from particular position, say that here I'm giving a 1. So it means that it will start from this guy because this is a 0. It starts from this, okay? And here I have a colon. So whenever I give a colon, it is a range. Basically, I'm passing some range, that many data I need. So what I'm saying here, you start from 1 and end at this number, whatever number I give. So, but right now I'm not giving any number here. I just left empty. If I leave it empty, it means that I want all the data starting from 1, right? So it will start fetching from 2 to this 4, 5. This data I will be able to get when I execute this, right? So that's how I can choose my data selection, and I can fetch it. All right, let's execute. As I said, I start from 2 up to last. But you have a situation, you want to fetch the data from starting up to certain point. So here it is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So here the starting position, this is the starting, and ends at 3, right? Ends at 3, this is the 3. But what Python understand, it will say that, so I'm not going to fetch the end point. So here is the end point, end index. It says that I am not going to fetch this end point, end index data. I will just fetch you just before that index. So it means that up to 2. The end point will not be included, that is excluded, right? Suppose I can write a starting index colon and ending index. So the starting will be included and end will be excluded, right? When I say excluded, it will take just before that. We can say that end minus 1, right? Here 3 minus 1, 2, up to 2 index, the data will be fetched. That's how a Python works here, right? So we call it as a slicing. I'm slicing some data, right? We have a full list of data. I'm slicing however I want. All right. So here I'm giving this starting from 0. If I don't give anything, by default it is assumed that it's a 0. So starting from 0, 1, and 2, you can see that these three data is fetched, right? So now if I want to add a new item to this existing list, right? So I can say that plus new item. If I add inside this square bracket, so it will be treated as one data and will be added at the last, right? Because it is editable. And if I want to see what happened to this data will remain same because we have not changed anything. We have not altered the existing list. We just added and printed here. We have not stored anywhere, right? That is the reason my original list will remain same. All right. If you want to update this, yes, you can append this new item to this my list, and finally it is going to be this one, and it will retain for long until you change it, right? So my original data doesn't change. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to store a new data, whichever I'm going to add permanently. So I will give original list plus a new data here, and both the data I am storing in the same name, right? Same name. So in that case, if I print that, I will be able to store that permanently. All right. So that's how it works. You have to assign to the variable, and here I'm giving the same variable. So that is one of the way that you can update, right? So now if I want to double it down, same data I want to double it down. So what I will do, multiply by 2. If I execute, you see this one time it is printed, and one more time it is printed because I have multiplied it, right? And if I check the original data, again it is going to be the original data. Here I have not updated into my original list. If I want to update, yes, you can give my list equals to the same thing, just like here. All right. So those are some of the methods within the list. Let's move on. And here we'll see some more concepts. This one we have seen, this we are aware now. And append me also we have seen, right? We have seen this append method. I'm appending this data. And if I print that, yes, it is appended. Now there is something called a pop method here. So pop method, what it will do, it will try to eliminate the data here. So I will say el.pop. I don't give anything here. So if I execute, it will show me this is the data eliminated from this guy. This is also L. And when I print it, it will show only 1 to 3, right? Because pop will eliminate the last element, right? So last element it is going to eliminate. If you want to eliminate, okay, now what we'll do, we'll print once again, create a list, once again append it, and once again we'll see the data. And if you want to eliminate the particular data, so you have to choose the index again. 0 is the index. If I want to eliminate 1, so if I execute, and you see this one is popped off, it's eliminated. And if I print the L again, you will get the remaining data here. All right. So that is what the .pop does. And if I want to store that pop, whatever you are eliminating, you want to store that item, popped item, you can store that in a new variable. All right. Here I'm saying L.pop. So in this case, it is going to eliminate the last element, which is append me data, because I'm not giving any of the indexes. And later you want to see that which item I have popped up, right? So since you have already stored here, you can just print it and it will show you that this is the item you have deleted. All right. And finally, if you print, you'll get only 2 and 3. First time we eliminated the very first data, which is index 0. And later we have eliminated append me, and we left with only 2 and 3. All right. So fine. That is one of the method. And here I will see, we will see some more methods here. AEXBC, some random data I have assigned to this list. Let's execute. And if I print, yes, I'm able to print the same data. Now there is a method called a reverse. As you know, the name itself says it's a reverse. So it's not hard to understand. I just reversed it. And if I print that, you see that all the data is reversed, CBXEA, right? And if you want to sort it, yes, again, it's a name itself says a sort. I will say dot sort, my list dot sort. And if I print that, you can see that ABCEX. This is sorted, right? So these are some of the methods in the list. Now let's understand. So a nesting list, a list inside the list. So now I have 3 lists here, list 1, list 2, and list 3. I am taking all those lists and assigning it to one matrix, but that is also inside the list only. You see this extra brackets, right? First of all, it is having a list, that is again inside the list. So if I have such type of a assignment, so it will show like a one extra bracket here, list and a list. Within that, we have all these three lists. All right. Now, if I want to access the data now, slice the data, how it is going to work? So first, I'm selecting this list here, and I am giving a 1, and I'm giving a 2 here. What does this indicate? Again, it will be treated as a index 0, this entire list, in this particular list 1, and the second one is a index 1, and this is the index 2, right? So here what I'm trying to do, so I'm saying that in the matrix, you select the first index, okay? 4, 5, 6 will be selected because I have said 1, right? 4, 5, 6 will be selected. Within that, you select the second index. In this 4, 5, 6, again, the indexes 0, 1, and 2. So I said a 2, okay, then this guy will be selected, right? So let's execute, right? So this is how it is going to work, all right? Now, if I want to grab the first item, matrix of 0, right? So I'm sure that you would have got the idea, 0, 1, 2. So if I say 0, this is the 0th index, and first index and second index. Now, if I say matrix 0 of 0, when I say matrix of 0, first it is going to grab this guy. Within that, I want to select the 0th index. The 0th index here is 1, right? So execute, yes, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to fetch this particular data, right? However, I want to select, I can select based on this index rotation. If I want to grab 3, what I can do, I can just say 2, right? Because it's 0, 1, and 2. So yes, I will be able to grab a data 3, right? So this is how you will be able to fetch or grab the data, or you can slice the data depending upon your requirement. There are some advanced slicing techniques that we will see in the upcoming videos. All right. Yes, that's all in this list video. Thanks for watching this video. See you in the next video. Keep learning.